What's going on, guys? This is another episode here in Nolan's Pod. This weekend, another crazy. excuse me. Excuse me. This weekend, another weekend of crazy NFL football. Oh man. You got rookies calling out the organization. You got uh special teams problems in Washington, missed field goals, punt returns, kickoff returns, and just a crazy weekend. Um, you got Saquon Barkley going for 255 yards on the Rams, putting himself in position to possibly get an MVP. I mean, just absolutely crazy. Falcons were on the bye week this week. They look to get it back going this week. But without further ado, let's get into it. First thing we get into it is this Dallas Cowboys Washington Commanders game. This game, to me, in my opinion, was more about the Washington Commanders beating themselves. Especially when Cooper Rush fumbles once, Rico Dowdley fumbles once, Cooper Beebe fumbles once. That's 3 fumbles. Brandon Aubrey was 2 for 4 on field goal attempts. He missed, and they blocked a punt. The Washington Commanders blocked the Dallas Cowboys punt. So I mean, Washington really beat themselves. They really got the Cowboys to turn it over 3 times. They really got the Cowboys to make mistakes. They really got the Cowboys to play out of their comfort zone, and the Cowboys made a lot of mistakes in this game, especially on special teams and not taking care of the football with the 3 fumbles that they had. So Washington's defense stood up, even though the Dallas Cowboys scored 34 points. Washington's defense and the Washington special teams defense, they really stood up and did what they needed to do. It was just this Washington offense took a major step back in the last 3 weeks. Washington has not played good, and that has reminded me specifically and other people, I'm sure, that we got excited when Washington, that Hail Mary game that they should have lost that game, but we got excited to see them get out the gates early and start off so fast early. We were excited, rightfully so. Jaden Daniels was doing his thing. He was putting up numbers, but they come back to life and they showed that their team, they probably still 2 or 3 years away, and that's perfectly fine. Y'all started out the gates fast. Y'all not supposed to be here this fast anyway, so it's perfectly fine. With that being said, Washington is still 7-5. They still have a good chance to make the playoffs, but they need to get it back going, and they don't need to lose this week coming. Washington's offensive line is a major problem. It's been a major problem. It's going to continue to be a major problem. Jaden Daniels was sacked 4 times, and just the quarterback pressures, Micah Parsons and them coming to get Jaden Daniels. The quarterback pressures was just out of this world. If on the scouting report, teams need to put let's pressure Jaden Daniels, because when he has quarterback pressure, when he gets pressured, it's like he kind of just panics. He doesn't know what to do with it. He tries to make a quicker decision than what he has to, and he just panics, and it doesn't go well. Versus when they defense just sitting back, playing coverage. Jaden Daniels has all the time in the world, just like he had for that Hail Mary or that touchdown pass to Terry McLaurin that happened later in the game. I'm talk about that too. When he has time to sit back, process, think, scramble, that's when he's at his best. But when you get that pressure on him, he's going to panic, and the play's not going to go well. So that should definitely be on the scouting reports for these teams, for the rest of the teams that Washington has to play on the year. Jaden Daniels did throw 2 touchdowns. He did throw 2 interceptions. He was sacked 4 times. He was 25 or 38 for 275 yards. He had 7 carries for 74 yards. And one of those 2 touchdowns was a rush touchdown from Jaden Daniels. Austin Eckler had 9 carries for 22 yards, 2 receptions for 2 yards, and 1 fumble. That's where you get hurt at too. Austin Eckler has 1 fumble. And that interception play, I forget who the guy who he was throwing to, but it was too close to the call. They were both right there. He tries to throw it and it's missed, and the Cowboys defender gets it and intercepts it, and it was right there. Just another mistake. Terry McLaurin had 5 receptions for 102 yards, 1 touchdown. Zach Ertz had 6 receptions, 38 yards for 1 touchdown. Noah Brown had 6 receptions for 71 yards. Josh Bates also had 1 fumble. So Austin Eckler has 1 fumble. John Bates, has 1 fumble. That's 2 fumbles total. That's not going to get you anywhere. That's 2 turnovers on 2 fumbles, plus Jaden Daniels' 2 interceptions. So that's 4 turnovers overall. So you see what I was saying when I say they beat themselves. Y'all got the Cowboys to turn the ball over also, but y'all were doing the exact same thing. So, not a pretty game on both sides at all. But you got to give the Dallas Cowboys defense credit, because the Dallas Cowboys, they forced Jaden Daniels to actually throw the ball, and they forced him to run. But when he was scrambling, he wasn't really picking up any yards. He had 7 carries for 74 yards. Okay, that might seem like a lot to you guys, but just watching the game, the eye test tells you, from what I've seen, it wasn't really no explosive plays that the Dallas Cowboys defense just allowed. The only really explosive play that the Dallas Cowboys defense allowed, they allowed Terry McLaurin to catch that pass, get behind the defense, and go score touchdowns. And you like, Jaden Daniels did it again. He made another simple, miraculous play again to Terry McLaurin at the end. It was a 1-score game, 1 field goal for Austin Seibert on that play, on that Terry McLaurin play. All Austin Seibert has to do is just makes the extra point, and he kicks it. And he just completely botches it. Left. Austin Seibert was 2 for 3 on field goals overall. He had a 50-plus yard field goal he missed, and he was 2 for 3 overall. He missed that extra point. That extra point would have tied the game. And we're probably having a different conversation than what we're having today, right now, as I speak. The last 2 or 3 years, whatever kicker Washington has had has just been disastrous, and they've been searching for that one kicker that's gonna be able to be clutch for them when they need it most and not miss uncharacteristic field goals. And it just continues on the special teams for Washington. Not only that, for Washington, they allowed Cavante Turpin and Wanye Thomas kick return touchdowns. That's 2 kick return touchdowns. That should not happen in an NFL game. That's another way they beat themselves. On the flip side of that, Dallas's kicker, Brandon Aubrey, was not perfect on his field goals either. He was 2 for 4. We're not talking about Brandon Aubrey because Dallas Cowboys won. For the Dallas Cowboys side, Cooper Rush, 24-32, 247 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 sack, 1 fumble, as I mentioned. Rico Dowdley had 19 carries, 86 yards, 3 receptions for 12 yards. Rico Dowdley also had 1 fumble. CeeDee Lamb had 10 receptions for 67 yards. Luke Schoonmaker had 3 receptions for 55 yards. Jalen Brooks had 1 reception for 41 yards. Brevin Spann-Ford had 2 receptions for 24 yards. I mentioned the Cooper Beebe fumble. Michael Parsons had a great game. He had 8 tackles did Michael Parsons have, and he sacked Jaden Daniels 2 times. Josh Butler had 12 tackles, and he sacked Jaden Daniels 1 time. Demarion Overshawn had 3 tackles, and he sacked Jaden Daniels 1 time. Jaden Daniels had 4 sacks, as I mentioned. He was sacked 4 times, I should say. Then the Cavante Turpin, Wanye Thomas kick returns. As I mentioned, that should not happen. So Washington beat themselves. Obviously, like I told you guys, Austin Seibert make the extra point field goal. We're tied. Instead, y'all lose the game. Score 34-26. Like I told y'all, this was more about Washington just blowing this game and poor execution on Washington's part more than it was about the Dallas Cowboys winning. But you have to give the Dallas Cowboys a lot of credit, though. You have to give them credit because they actually played well defensively. And they did better stopping the run in this game. You know, their run defense has been trash for like 2 or 3 years now. They did better stopping the run game. And that pass defense was good. So you have to give them credit where credit is due. And Micah Parsons was mature after the game. And he basically said, like, you know, the higher up, the front office, they don't need to be looking for draft picks because as long as I'm on this team, Micah Parsons quoted, we're still going to try and win. We're still going to compete. We're not going to give up. And we're going to try and win every single game. And that was the mature response that we wanted Micah Parsons. We wanted Micah Parsons to say something like that. That's a real response. That's real leadership right there from Micah Parsons. And you have to be proud. The only thing about what Micah Parsons said that I might have a problem with is, do you have that same energy after y'all lose a game? Because it's going to be another game this year where y'all are going to lose because y'all not going to win out. Is your response going to be the same, Micah Parsons, after a loss? Y'all, it's arguable that y'all probably should have lost this game if Austin Seibert makes his field goal. Y'all probably should have lost this game. So what's going to be Micah Parsons' response the next time the Dallas Cowboys lose a game versus when they win a game? Other than that, Micah Parsons, that was a real mature response. That's what your leader is. He's supposed to say things like that. What he said, he's supposed to say things like that. We've been on Micah Parsons' tail, especially for what he said about Mike McCarthy and then trying to walk back his comments. But like I said, as of this week, you have to give Micah Parsons credit for what he said. That was a real grown-up response right there by Micah Parsons. Transitioning to the other team in the NFC East. The New York Giants. Oh, man. The New York Giants played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Y'all know how much I hate Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. Of course, obviously they won 30-7. They should have. Anybody's going to beat the Giants these days. Rightfully so. Everybody needs to beat up on the Giants because they had it coming and they deserve it because they are a dumb organization. Baker Mayfield, 24 of 30, 294 yards, 4 carries for 29 yards. And he also had that touchdown. Bucky Irving, 12 carries for 87 yards, 6 receptions, 64 yards. Mike Evans came back after missing the last 3 games. He had 5 receptions for 68 yards. Cade Otton and Raheem Jarrett both had 1 reception for 30 yards. Trey Palmer had 1 reception for 18 yards. Former San Francisco Giant Sterling Shepard had 5 receptions for 16 yards. Now let's get down to the San Francisco Giants, not the baseball team. The New York Giants, I should say. Tommy DeVito got the start this week. Okay. Daniel Jones gave that speech this week about he was thankful for his time in the New York Giants organization. Okay, cool. I'm looking like, Daniel Jones, why in the world are you giving a speech about what you're grateful for with this organization in the middle of the season? Well, a day later, they waived Daniel Jones, and it was later said that Daniel Jones actually requested to be placed on waivers and be released, which he's cleared waivers now, so he can sign with any team he wants to. So that was why he was giving that speech, and that cleared everything up. Malik Nabers, rookie wide receiver for LSU, who's their star wide receiver as a rookie, he did not mince his words after the game Sunday. And for a rookie, to talk up like Malik Nabers did, that shows character, that shows heart, that shows I know I'm on a losing team and everything. And I know I'm a rookie, but I also want to win. That's number one. Number two, what we have going on in this organization is not acceptable. Number three, I'm going out here busting my butt every week, and I could possibly get injured. And as an organization, every week, we're not even trying to go out here and win. When they asked Malik Nabers what he thought about the game, he just said they just saw. And I had to put the clean version on it because it wasn't really clean. He just said that they were soft, that they played like trash, and that in the first half, they not even trying to look for him. They not even trying to get him the ball. But when the game is 30-7 and the game's over, now y'all want to look my way. Now y'all want to try to feed me the ball. No, that's a coaching problem. Number two, Malik Nabers also said that y'all think that it's the quarterback. Y'all think that it was just all Daniel Jones' fault. He said it's not the quarterback. He said, look what we had out there today. He said quarterback's not even the problem. He was spot on with that too. All the blame goes on to Daniel Jones. Y'all the ones that paid Daniel Jones that money over Saquon Barkley. And then y'all want to release him now. Because, he's the problem. He's not playing well. It's everybody that's not playing well. It wasn't just Daniel Jones. It's everybody that's not playing well. Y'all are stupid as an organization. Y'all prioritize paying Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley, the guy that y'all should have been paying. Daniel Jones had not made he made the postseason only one time, and he won a playoff game. Give him his credit. But he did not deserve that money. He should have been franchise tagged. Instead, y'all franchise tagged the wrong guy in Saquon Barkley. Now coming into this year, y'all don't give him the money. Y'all pay Daniel Jones. Saquon Barkley said he wanted to be a Giant for life. That didn't happen. He was a free agent. Y'all let him get away. He signed to a team in y'all division in NFC East and the Philadelphia Eagles. And he's having a career year with the Philadelphia Eagles right now. They stand alone at 9-2, meaning that if they go on to win the Super Bowl, and if Saquon Barkley goes on to win MVP as a running back, it's all y'all fault, New York Giants, because y'all let him get away. Y'all didn't pay him. Y'all paid the wrong guy. Y'all let Saquon Barkley get away. Daniel Jones is gone. So y'all had one person. Y'all had two, first of all. Y'all let one get away. And now the other's gone too. So now y'all don't have anybody. So like Malik Nabers said, he was spot on. Quarterback's not the problem. Look what happened in this game. Tommy DeVito got to start. One question that I have, why the hell is Tommy DeVito starting over Drew Lock? No, Drew Lock is not going to light you up or do anything, but Drew Lock does have experience in the NFL starting. And no, like I said, he's not going to be like, we're afraid Drew Lock started. Oh, my God. Like a Patrick Mahomes or somebody. But Drew Lock is the better quarterback in the quarterback room that's constructed right now for the New York Jets. Why is Tommy DeVito getting the start over Drew Lock? That's what I'm saying. The dumb decisions that y'all make as an organization. It's just dumb. It's stupid. Now y'all don't have either of them. But all the blame always goes on the quarterback in the NFL. But like Malik Nabers said, it's not just the quarterback. It wasn't just Daniel Jones. It's everybody else too. And it's really not even the players. It's the organization for all their dumb decisions that they made that have put these players in the harm's way on the New York Giants. It starts with the organization first. It starts up top first, and then it starts with the players. Until front office gets their heads out of their butts, the New York Giants are in trouble for a long time coming. The only thing that's saving the New York Giants right now from themselves, the other team that plays in that same stadium, that plays at MetLife Stadium, the New York Jets, they're free fall too. Their downfall needs to be studied too. That's the only thing that's saving the New York Giants. Y'all not alone. The Jets suck too. So good job, Malik Nabers, for calling out the organization. They needed to be called out. And then yesterday, Brian Daboll, head coach of the New York Giants, Brian Daboll, he says, "Oh yeah, we need to get Malik Nabers involved." That's all me. We need to get him involved more earlier in the game. Come on now. With that being said, I feel sorry for poor Malik Nabers. I do, because he's a stud as a wide receiver. He just doesn't have a quarterback. And the organization alone has just, they have just completely took a dump on those players in that organization. And it's sad. Very, very sad. With that being said, remember to comment, like, subscribe, give me some feedback, give me some comments. Let me know what you guys think about this New York Giants situation. Let me know what you guys think about the Washington Commanders and Dallas Cowboys game. Everybody stay safe. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Safe travels. Go see your family. Let's go eat good, because I know we will be. That being said, we out of here.